Ping live. Let's see if it's audible. Hello, hello, hello. All right, we got it. Okay, so last time you decided to finally finish the Curing the Land quest. You got with your friend Winthrop and your elf friends who later left on as you went to go see the nymph. You acquired an acorn from her and used it to plant directly in the center of your summoning circle that your arcane circle, I should say, that in the center of the swamp. A very successful casting later, you managed to bring forth the nymph, and while that part of the swamp is effectively already now in her realm, she now has full capacity to manifest herself there, and essentially a very healthy bit of land sprouted just in that central island where the arcane circle rested. And you left with the hope in your hearts or whatever that the nymph's power would be able to pervade and recover the land around the swamp quickly. With that, you return to town with Rimthrop and your two clerical buddies from Uteus, who then depart from you as you center the town to return to their brothers in arms, as it were, their fellow acolytes. And they return back at the Gabriel Paltonen's manor. Winthrop decides to take his rest at the Telicia's Grotto Inn, as well as Tyaina's respite for food and drink. And I suppose Valis and Orion decide to turn in for a little while and lay down for a bit and relax. Orion having to find a place to hide his wolf.
I imagine he just kind of throws a blanket over it.
Um,
We have a barrel like it's a Metal Gear Solid game.
Big barrel. I assume he just lets it sleep in the woods somewhere. And goes out to feed it every now and again. Because doubtless no one will let that thing into town. But that's what they do, and you two are free to do as you please.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
My computer crashed yet again.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, good.
So is there anything interesting happening in the town, or is it just everyone behaving as normal?
Sorry, what?
Is there anything new and novel happening in the town, or is it just everyone going about things as normal?
Well, you just got back and you turned in for the night, so waking up, everyone seems to be acting normally. You don't notice anything strange.
I think we should probably go and let the mayor know what we've done.
I think it's a good place to start.
Yeah.
After
I
breakfast.
mean, you do notice that a bunch of um, equipment, a bunch of carts and stuff seem to have lost wheels, and people who previously would be milling about wearing with like wheelbarrows and other carts and whatnot seem to be walking more or less carrying goods on their back that they need to move around, like whatever it is, sacks of dirt if they need to for digging things, whatever they're doing. There's a lot of stuff that's now in disrepair in the village. That's one thing you do notice.
Mm.
How long were we gone?
Well, this has been
I
building
mean,
up
this has
for
probably just been happening gradually over time, right?
yes.
Okay, so it's not
Yeah.
like sudden onset. We've been gone a few weeks. Everything's in the shit.
It seems to have accelerated, but yes.
Yeah, I guess it would kind of become exponential, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh shit! Art imitates life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
well, let's do this then. Do cleric? See, that's the problem. I don't read. I should read more. Do clerics have a mending spell?
Um, I don't think so. At least not at your level. Let's find out. What level spells can you cast? I don't see any in level 1. I don't see any in level 2. You probably can't cast anything. I don't even think it exists, but I was just trying to narrow my search. That's all.
That's
Um,
probably
sorry, what was that?
justified. Mending is an insanely broken spell.
Oh, yeah. I'd
there
imagine mending would probably be like at least third level or something.
I don't even
I
think it
don't understand
exists
why it's a
in
cantrip.
its. It's a cantrip in fifth edition. That's ridiculous.
In a lot of editions, actually, in Pathfinder and 3.5.
I didn't even know they had cantrips in 3.5. Oh well, they have 0th level spells. That's true.
Yeah, but you
They're just
still
like
have to cast them, I think, using spell slots, but
yeah, but it's still
not
like
free.
but they're still they're worthless unless they're apparently mending, which is broken if it's a 0th level spell.
I
I
mean,
would.
prestidigitation is a 0th level spell, I think.
I was also
That
about to mention prestidigitation, which, if you have any amount of creativity, can get very silly very fast.
yeah, that one
Yes.
it is a little bit broken depending on DM's discretion, I guess. Mending is a first level spell for magic users,
And
so
funny
it does
thing,
exist.
um, funny thing, 5e is all about DM discretion because it literally gives you no rules.
Um,
Really, the main benefit from a artificial intelligence or machine learning, whatever, fucking large language models, is the fact that we could all be playing GURPS without the headache.
this
That
is
is true.
true.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. I'm going to move to my phone.
Isn't GURPS like customizable like entirely?
Yeah, it's generic universal role playing system. They've got some pre-built worlds and some pre-built molds, but like it's designed to be able to accommodate literally anything.
Was Shadowrun made with GURPS?
No. Shadowrun was made as an independent
Okay.
RPG with like very tapped into its setting. It's a product of the 90s where uh early 90s, late 80s, I think. Somewhere around there, don't. But like when Cyberpunk, the original run of it was in vogue.
Okay.
So you had a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense now, but did in the day about where technology went and the way the Sixth World happened. Like magic came back all. It had some. Shadowrun's main draw, I think, is its setting. It's got some interesting crunchy rules and forth, but nothing that if you're not into the absolute chaos that comes from just kind of shoving fantasy and cyberpunk together, you're better off playing something else.
Yeah. I mean, it's a neat game, but um, it's definitely complicated, which is fine. But it's just
I think there's a way to explain it where it's much simpler, but I would need to like read everything, digest it, and make cheat sheets.
I
And
mean,
it's
it's
not,
complicated just that it has a lot of shit in it, and it takes a long time to figure out what you want your character to be if you're trying to actually if you're trying to be a little bit of a planner.
yeah.
Even if you're not really trying to be a power gamer or whatever, it takes a while to figure out how to figure out what you're doing. But um, anyway, so yeah, the town is running normally but slowly due to disrepair of a bunch of equipment. So that is the state of things. And you go passing by the well, whatever. I'll leave that. Um, unless you guys,
Passing by the leave it alone.
yeah, passing by the leave it alone. So what do you do?
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Okay,
you.
good.
Well,
Now we're going to the mayor, I guess.
Okay, so you head over to the eastern part of town. Head to the mayor. You find mayor's building. The guard sees you, recognizes you, lets you in, and tells you, mayor's in his study. Feel free to walk in. Just knock before you enter. You know the way to the study at this point. It's on the second level in the back. So you head around, head through the entrance in the lobby, heading back on the left, walking down the hall, taking the stairs on halfway down the hall, then following the second floor hallway down around to the back on the upper floor. And you knock on the door that you've seen before, and you hear a voice say, "Come in." And you open the door, and you see the mayor in all of his merry glory, or the baron, whatever. Um, and he says, "Welcome. I hear you had a very significant hand in restoring the marsh to its form. Uh, the envoy from Uteus has informed me that you have likely solved our farming troubles as a consequence of that affliction from those mushrooms."
sorry, my audio cut out. Could you repeat that?
Same.
I the envoy from Uteus, or at least the men that went with you to the marsh, informed me that you have successfully managed to cure the marsh and solved our farming troubles that arose as a consequence of the affliction to the land.
I am glad one of our deeds precedes us.
Care to elaborate on what your solution was?
So, just to let you know, as I think it would be pertinent for use in our case. The area of the sewer marsh is now under the nymph's domain.
He raises his eyebrows at that and says, "The nymph."
Yes. She shall ensure bountiful harvest for generations to come, and we have her word that she shall not interfere with the livelihood of those who farm there.
By bringing the land under her domain, she was able to cleanse it. And through her power, the crops in and around the area should be more plentiful, more fruitful.
Far healthier than before.
He puts his hand on his chin around his mouth, starts stroking his beard, and says, "Well, that's very good news for our harvest, although I'll have to find some way to keep people quiet about such thing. News spreads fast." But very well. That is excellent news in general. I will ask you to keep quiet about it as well until I can figure out a path forward. In return for essentially saving our town from starvation, as I have no idea how long how much. We have no clue how. I don't know that this town would have survived much longer than another 2 years without that bit of farmland. It was rather important to us. Now it seems it'll become even more important, and perhaps we may even grow as a city as a consequence. In light of your in light of your great work, I will present you with and he thinks for a moment, and he takes out a piece of parchment and he writes something down on it, folds it up, and hands it to Jeffrey. I think this should suffice.
I open it, do a quick tally, bow, and say thank you.
You're very welcome.
What's on it?
Essentially, he's writing you an IOU for, IOU for 8,000 gold pieces, and he tells you, bring this downstairs and show it to the vault whenever you're ready, and they will provide you with your reward.
Thank you. You're most gracious. And
I rather wish we could give you more. It's no small feat that it's no small matter saving the entire village for years to come. Unfortunately, we are not quite so rich. This is actually quite a hefty sum for us.
You are not quite so rich yet.
Indeed.
And he chuckles a bit and says, "Right you are. Though I best make sure that no one knows exactly what the source of our prosperity is for quite a while. That could become dangerous information. Like I said, please try to keep it on the down low. And who else knows about this?"
So, of course, those two envoys from, was it Oteus?
Yes.
Yes, from Oteus, obviously no. They are of the Holy See, and so I would trust that they would be able to keep their mouths shut. However, that could potentially spread news of this event relatively far afield. Aside from that, only the individuals who we have already informed you of.
So this druid and these elves, perhaps?
Yes.
Well, if you can bring me the elves, I'd like to speak with them again.
It seems they have left.
Oh yes, that's
They
right.
had.
They left
Mm,
word. Well, not to worry. I did speak with them about keeping it quiet, keeping everything they knew quiet. Hopefully they'll follow my wishes,
mm.
but we'll see. Um,
I'm sure they will.
on the other hand, I would inform your druid friend, make sure he knows my request.
Mm,
He seems like a fine. Well, I don't know where he's from. Bring him to me, or send
mm.
him my way at least. I'll make sure to. I would like to speak with
Yes.
him. In the meantime, I'm going to go speak with the um, our envoy. Make sure they know the same thing, have the same information.
Mm.
You are excused, unless you have anything else you wish to ask of me.
How's your day going?
Yes. How is your day going?
Well, it's sort of a puzzled look. All things considered, it's going pretty well. Thank you for asking. I suppose I remain very concerned about the state of trade. We haven't had any shipments of any hard materials in quite some time. Trade has come to essentially a halt. Only guarded envoys at this point are likely ever to come
Mm.
pass through at this town. I suspect trade is being redirected around in another path, um, to the extent that it even travels in either direction at all. So you may have noticed that many of the townsfolk are suffering failing equipment, and our blacksmith
Yes.
is doing the best he can, or the blacksmith in town is doing the best he can, taking up much work as he can, but he is only one man. And I
Yeah.
fear
And
he's not taken an apprentice.
Yeah. I show my scythe.
Is there
Uh,
no ego youth that could take that role?
I look at him and I'm like, hi. I'd like to.
The mayor looks at you and goes, well, if you're interested in taking up the role, I'm sure I would just pose the request to him. It's up to him, not to me. But I'm
Hmm.
sure it would be very helpful for us, at least in the short term, although I fear it's not a long-term solution.
Hmm.
Though, given the fact further that you are also an adventuring sort, personally, I'd like him to find some local boy to train. Perhaps you could be classmates. At the very least, I'm sure he could enjoy his. He would appreciate the assistance.
Hmm. The main issue at the moment is material shortages.
As I understand it, he's gotten by primarily by smelting down uh,
Already
what
exists, I
already
suppose.
exists and trying to and he's a fine blacksmith, so he's done well for what he has done, but even still, it's not going to be enough for long.
Hmm.
Much of the equipment is pure iron and rusts rather easily, I fear.
Hmm.
So eventually it's going to be gone, no matter how skilled he may be.
Huh. Okay. I may have a temporary, if slightly unorthodox solution to the iron quandary. And I reveal some of the ghoul bones that I collected. These could be factored into the smelting for alloy and the creation of steel.
Sorry, what were you offering him?
Just explain that I have extracted some ghoul bones that I was planning to use for my own devices, but they could potentially be used for the for alloying with iron and the creation of steel.
Ghoul bones. Well, that seems like a fine idea. I suppose, although, well, suggested at the blacksmith, and he seems
Mm-hmm.
to be giving off an uncertain or what's the word I'm looking for? The expression he gives off is one of um I don't know what word I'm looking for. Basically, he doesn't think it's gonna work. um Incredulous. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. He's giving a look, an incredulous look off to the side.
Well, stranger things have happened.
They sure have.
Also, Stug,
Mm-hmm.
fucking ads on my YouTube, man. Look at this.
Are you getting ads for D&D?
No, I'm not getting ads for I'm getting ads for AI chatbots.
Oh.
And look at this nonsense. Hang on a minute.
This D&D session is brought to you by Character.ai. Are you lonely?
It's
That
actually
should just be the entire ad. Are you lonely? Buy our product.
Look at this. Like, This is what I get.
I can't. Oh, okay.
Are you lonely? Do you think Yaruchi is best girl?
I think this is more along the line. Do you think
Oh,
this is I don't know. Well, I don't know. Furry characters. What-
those are some
um.
titties. Also some
Oh.
horns.
What's that?
What the fuck is that? Is it goat woman?
I guess.
The hair's all off.
I'll
Yeah.
say this is too far. Even Holo the Wise Wolf doesn't look like this. So I don't even know if that one works. This is very furry.
Yes.
Holo just
What's the
has
scale?
dog ears and wolf ears and a wolf tail. That's it.
What's the furry scale called?
I don't know. The
Ah,
fuzzometer.
fucking Shoe on Head referenced it in her video.
Oh gosh, I remember that one. It was the
Morning
milking
Glory
farm
milking
one.
farm.
Yep.
Is it just the furry chart?
There's some scale, some artist created because of course there is. Like
Yeah. It was
on like a
basically Monster Girl. Like how like what is the threshold of monster fucker?
like on a scale from um standard human to like the actual thing straight up.
Well, this is the one I found. I think this is the one I've seen before. It's just a human and then Neko, which is just a human but with a tail and ears, and then it starts getting into the furry things.
It was very similar to this.
Oh, it's no, it's not that. It's not that.
I'm okay. No, it's a different. I'm having a hard time drawing a clear distinction between um borderline furry and Neko.
I think the Neko,
Yeah, I think the
the
only
borderline
difference
furry has
is
claws. That's the only thing I noticed.
yeah, borderline furry has claws. I guess
Okay,
that means that
that's still
Thresher
hit.
is a borderline furry then, because she has claws.
See, I can't do the ears. The tail, I'd be fine. I wouldn't care, I guess, but the ears weird me out.
Ears or a tail? That's a poll question right there.
Why is Cat still a furry?
I don't know. I didn't make the chart.
Cat is not still a furry.
Uh,
That's absolutely incorrect. I think you have to pull this now
yeah.
so our viewer, who I think is actually just me,
I think it's just you. Fine, I'll bring it up. Um, how do I do
can
this?
see. Like borderline furry is not that bad. That's fine.
Borderline
Um,
fur is fine, but I still prefer
'Cause
to remove the ears.
Neko has the ears too.
Yeah, I
So
would
like,
remove the ears. I'm actually more okay with the claws in Borderline Furry than I am the ears. They don't bother me that much, but they still are weird. I'm just saying.
oh, hold up, I have a thing for this.
Oh my god, I just realized. Very furry gets rid of the breasts as well.
Oh, is that
Wow.
it? This should be some titty.
Yeah. They literally get rid of the breasts in very furry.
Okay, so the YouTube should be able to see the furry chart now.
There is a lag.
Well, yeah, I mean it'll be a moment. I have to get rid of the right clicking. There we go. Yeah, they can see it. It's on the YouTubes now. So this is the furry chart we're discussing.
This is now the
Don't
topic
you
of this
love
podcast.
Don't you know Dungeons love Dungeons and Dragons? Okay.
Like, this
Also,
isn't.
why did they spell it borderline wrong?
I like if we were actually discussing this in character, just in front of the mayor. Like, suddenly the conversation just shifts.
Shifts to how much fur you can handle on your woman.
I think we smash cut to the bar and just have this conversation.
I think I'm fine with that. Well, no, you smash cut to the bar and you're talking about this with Winthrop, the druid.
Yes. And Winthrop is demonstrated with wild shape.
Yes, I agree. All right.
Hold up, I also have a thing for this. Credit to the artist who drew this, because this is brilliant. I have no idea who it is, and wish I did.
Okay.
There we go. It's in chat.
Oh, I remember this.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that every guys love cat ears, so I got myself a pair. Yeah, I've seen them before. I think you shared this before.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's so horrifying.
It's a great filter for the type of person you want to interact with.
Yes. I do not want to see a cat with human ears. I like that less than the human with cat ears. I will admit.
Yep.
Well, the cat just looks so sad.
He does.
He does. He's so sad.
Rightfully so. Anyway. And so, as you're having this discussion with Winthrop at the tavern, at Tina's Respite over a pint, he says, "All right, so what were you saying about the mayor's request? What did he want? You said he wanted to see me?"
Yes. We shall not discuss it here. You can discuss it with the mayor.
Well, what am I not supposed to discuss specifically?
I simply take out a piece of paper and write a single word, and I pass it to him. Do not say this word.
Nymph? No.
Come on.
Okay, so he looks at the paper and he goes, "Ah, we're keeping that a secret, are we? Well, thankfully, I haven't gotten blabbing about our exploits at all, so very well. I shall not say another word."
I did good. I do it with 3 claps. It was like a circle.
All right. You say you make a circle? What'd you say?
You know how like a stupid thing that like women will sometimes do, where they like do the 3 claps.
Oh,
like
don't say the word.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but I make a triangle with each of my claps. So the first clap is at my head, the second clap is at the shoulder, and then the third clap is at my other shoulder.
Oh, okay. Understood. And he goes, okay, I won't say anything. I promise. I will speak with the mayor and no one else of this matter. But let me finish my pint first. And he drinks his pint. And then he gets up and he leaves a few coins on the table, and then leaves.
I
Up, up, up,
scratch.
up, Winthrop.
What? What do
This
you?
isn't enough to cover your drinks.
It's enough to cover my drinks.
Is it? I recounted it. Looks like it's
I
just a
thought you were
tad.
gonna,
What's that?
thought you were gonna ask Winthrop for uppies.
He wants you to pick him up. He wants to pick you to. You want him to pick him up. He left about uh 8 silver and a few copper.
How long were you at the bar? Never mind. That whole interaction I just said never happened.
Okay. He had like 3 pints with you guys while you were talking about furries. And then he leaves.
Nice.
I think you start the conversation about furries at 3 pints. Minimum.
Well, he is a druid.
Fair.
Also, I like to pretend that you guys started this conversation. You guys were the ones that started the conversation, so it wasn't really his idea.
Apropos of nothing, completely sober.
Yes.
That's what we need to do next time. Like we walk into a restaurant, we just need to like have like a scroll case with the chart and just, like roll it onto the bar. Roll it on it and just start arguing about it at medium volume.
I'm sure that'll go over swimmingly. There'll be plenty of patrons coming over to argue with you, I'm sure. In the meantime, Tony goes, well, what can I get you anything else, friends?
Where do you think the cutoff line is?
Do you have a chart on the table?
We have it. I assume we have like some sort of marking equivalent.
Well, she looks at her and goes, for a second, goes, well, are we talking about my personal taste?
Yeah, sure. It's a data collection.
She goes,
Trust me, this type of information will one day be valuable in bulk to people who make important decisions.
I suppose I could go. And she points at the equivalent of pretty furry and says, "I think that's about as far as I could go."
I think that's a very reasonable line to draw. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, would you like anything else?
One more round of ale. There's a little extra in there with like a tip and for the information, and I'm tallying all these answers.
Okay. Are you going around the tavern and asking everyone?
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
All right.
I'm kind of blasted by this point, so
Okay, so Winthrop actually, as a druid, definitely pointed to the more furry option. He still likes his humanoid thing, so he doesn't want the boobs to be gone. Um, and that was his reasoning. You head over to some dwarf that seems to be in the town, and he points to and he goes, "Well, uh, we do love our hairy women, but perhaps not this hairy." And he points to the pretty furry option equivalent, and then you go to a man at the corner who looks like he's older, and he just goes. He points at the equivalent of a Neko. Basically, your sampling includes one about there's like 10 patrons plus Winthrop and Taina. Uh, you got so you have plus 9, and so you get 5 Nekos. Neko point people who like the Neko are okay with the Neko. 3 okay with the borderline furry, and 1 that's stuck with just the pure human.
So 5 Neko, 3 borderline, 1 pure human.
Yeah, plus 2 pretty furries from the dwarf and Taina, and 1 more furry from Winthrop.
All right. Unfortunately, that is not. I don't think that is a great enough. What is the state of the science of statistics?
In this
Has like this?
world.
Yes. Has Bayes been invented? Do you have like a Bayes? Big.
Sure, yeah. There's one.
Okay.
His name is Hayes.
They've gotten. I'll say that. I'll say that this world has gotten to. When was Bays?
Off the top,
He's
I'd say
18th
6.
century.
Oh, I was way off.
So maybe they don't have bays. Well, they don't have bays. I changed my mind. They don't have bays.
Well, then they wouldn't have such Smith either.
I guess that's true. I guess there's no reason they couldn't have bays. Sure, they
This
have
could be
bays.
like
His
this
name
could
is
be like
Adam,
FMA
though.
2003. Yeah, this could be like FMA 03, where like you have like 2 different worlds and they've progressed in different ways, but they're still like equivalent relatively in terms of like their individual technological level.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying we're selling love potions, and so this data might be valuable to brothels.
Yep.
Knowledge is power.
All right. So basically, you're trying to figure out how far you can go, so that way you can find patrons or prostitutes for a brothel, and you want to see how furry you can get before the people will stop patronizing the establishment.
Uh,
The
it's more of a
optimal amount
survey
of
of
furry.
the general feeling of the population, because you got to figure your competition is going to be much more fierce among the general population. But those who are really into furries will pay out the ass.
That's true. They are also very rich, typically. Somehow, or so.
Or in a lot of debt, but that's not my problem.
That's a fair point. I don't know. Somebody asked, "Your movie sucks." How his finances are doing.
Well, that's beyond furry. That's
Someone
just
asked
cat.
Paracynical how his finances are doing.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Climax of that cat.
Where do you think Crystal the Fox lands on this?
Crystal the Fox? That's obvious. She's somewhere between more furry and very furry, I think. I think.
What
Right?
about original Lola Bunny?
Original Lola Bunny? Wouldn't that still be kind of between more furry and very furry?
I think they both
Maybe
land
they
on
might
more
just,
furry.
yeah, I think they both might be just be straight up more furry because they're basically just, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I think more furry is the one they are. Okay. Um. Yeah.
Where were we? The town needs productivity. We need to kill the bandits so trade flows through. Um,
Yep.
maybe repair some shit in
Oh,
the meantime while we wait for the rest of our party.
yep. Also, there's a treasure hoard somewhere in the mountains we need to go collect. Um,
Yep. You got scrolls to find for your wizardy friend.
yep. And we need to collect that gold.
The 8,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
I assume that'll be split into four, yeah? So 2,000 for each.
At this point, I think it should be split into two because you're the only two party members to do anything.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Mate, fine, fine. You
I'm
know what?
joking. I'm just saying.
We come to a compromise. Wars and I get 3,000. Orion and Valis get 1,000.
All right. It's up to you guys how you want to do it. I don't care. I was just joking because they've been absent so much. Um,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so yeah, okay, so you can go collect that gold whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
I would say we can safeguard the IOU. The gold itself is probably safest where it is at the moment.
Yeah.
I think that is a wise
Mike.
decision.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which,
You know what would be
uh,
a great idea? So we have all this gold that we have it on good authorities in a vault.
Mm-hmm.
What if we got it to a point where we could just trade the IOUs?
Ah, so what you're
so we're
saying is
basically
so what you're
becoming a
saying is you
bank.
could come up with some form of paper that could be used to represent a certain amount of uh
Yeah.
of gold, basically standardize the value of these pieces of paper based on how much gold that they represent. I think that's
And
a
if
great
Yeah.
idea.
if it is so much more portable.
Yeah. But that's ultimately what platinum's for, right?
Kind of. Well, platinum, I think, is yeah. I guess this is kind of the platinum standard in a sense.
Yeah.
It really is weird how D&D decide. Like I understand it because gold, and I don't know, it just seems like a fun thing that people would trade back then. But it really is kind of weird that like um platinum is actually basically the standard, but gold is the
Mm.
and for some reason gold is considered the normal currency rather than
Which is
I would
ridiculous.
it's really ridiculous given how it works because I would think silver makes sense. I mean, copper obviously makes the most. Copper obviously would be the most traded for most common
Yeah.
things, but
They
then
explain it with the price inflation near adventuring towns, but I still don't find that quite satisfying.
yeah, I mean there would be
It's still
that, but
stupid.
the issue is it would just not. I the problem is that the amounts of money that you're throwing around as an adventurer from quests and stuff is spent almost entirely on things like training, magic weapons, armor, you know, paying your henchmen. It's a whole thing. There's just so much you just lose. Now, granted, the henchmen then would spend the money in the town, so I guess there's that. but it's just I don't know. It doesn't hold up for me because a lot of that stuff is going towards just long term investments. Like you're basically buying a week's worth of food for 3 gold or 5. I
Yeah.
think I forget what it is.
Hang on a minute. We're still doing gold for experience, right?
Yes, but not in this case.
I was about to say, because that'd just be 2,000 experience immediately.
Yeah, this is just a reward. I believe I already gave you experience for the quest, if I remember correctly. I don't remember how much I gave you though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're not adding additional experience for that goal. This is the financial
Yeah.
reward for basically saving the town from starvation. But yeah, so what are you guys doing?
So, okay. Couple of things. First things first. I'd like to train my thief level so I can actually level up.
All right.
Because I guess we're going to be staying here for a while to help things get back to normal.
Well, okay, so the number of weeks you're gonna need to train. I don't remember, when was the last time you leveled up your thief?
Oh gosh. Okay, the last time I leveled up my thief was the first level up I had in the campaign. So that was before the dungeon.
So it's been like 3 adventures, 2 adventures, 2, 3. How many?
I don't. It's been a lot of sessions.
I think it's been 2 adventures.
How long is an adventure?
An adventure is the number in adventure. You go do something and you come back. Like basically, I'm considering an
Oh,
adventure a
okay.
quest.
Okay. I guess.
Um, okay. So here, 1.5. So it'll take 1.5 weeks to train. So you don't need to be tutored. But it will take 3 weeks if you're not tutored. And it costs. You're level 3. You're going to a level. You're a level 2 thief, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so it should cost, according to rules raw, it is 3,000 gold to train up. Oh wait, no,
Jesus.
it's that said 3 weeks. So technically, well, okay. If you're tutored, it'll cost you. Oh well, okay. Um. Okay. Well, here's the thing. So the default cost of training per week is 1,500. So if it's 3 weeks untrained, that costs 4,500. I don't know if I agree with the rule.
Because what are you
I don't know
spending
what
it on?
I don't know what you're spending it on.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna I can understand maybe like
If you're being tutored,
well no I can certainly
I
understand if
could
you're being
see that.
tutored paying someone to train you. It still seems maybe a little bit steep.
Exorbitant. Yeah.
Um, so I think I'm gonna house rule this as 1,500 silver if you're being tutored.
That seems more reasonable.
Um, and if you're untutored, it'll take longer. Else, it'll take longer to train. But the
but
weekly
the cost
cost
goes
will
down.
still only be half, so it'll be $750 per week.
I say
Okay.
you leave the price as is and give someone the opportunity to open like a competing Jethro's discount training section, so it allows two different price tiers. You can let the free market do its thing.
That's true. I mean, I guess if the random thief, if the drunk thief in the alleyway is your only option, he's gonna demand 1,500 gold. That's just what he's gonna do.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. So you said 1,500 silver, which is 150 gold per week of tutor training. Yeah.
Yes.
So that'd be 225 gold in total.
Yes. Well,
But
you're only level 2, so it's only 15. It's only 3,000 gold or silver.
okay.
Oh well, no. Sorry, if you're untutored, it's 3 weeks. So yes, you're right.
Okay. You know what? I actually have a proposition. The training cost could simply be the amount of like the amount of experience it takes to level up. So for a level 1 thief, it would be
Yeah, it's
one
not a bad
250 silver.
idea. I was thinking about. I
For
think
level
that's a
2
clever
thief, it would
idea.
be 500 silver, and then so on and so forth.
Well, the thing is, given that money is experience, you are supposed, like mechanically speaking, you actually do need to spend a lot of money to level up because it's partially how you do it. Um,
So I do think that tying the tutor amount to experience points directly makes sense in that case, if
well,
money is experience.
the equation is level of the trainee character, that is the current level, not the level you're going to be, times 1,500 equals weekly cost during study training. That's the equation. Um, and of course, you don't have to spend gold specifically. You could do a service to reduce the cost. You could um, use gems, jewelry, or magic items. Of course, you don't have to strictly use money. And I guess then you would part of this would come down to bartering with the person training you. I still think 1,500 gold is weirdly high for like getting training
It is
for
ridiculously high.
just to go to level 2, for instance.
Yeah.
Um,
I still do think it should be silver. And honestly, I do think that just tying it to experience, just saying it's the amount of experience you gain, makes sense. Um, it's easier to remember because the player already has the amount of experience they've gained in mind when they're leveling up. So you don't have to do any calculations or anything. And it also scales naturally as well.
like I said, balance is a little bit. Oh, so 1,250 would be for the first level of thief or second level, and then another 2,500 then for
Yeah,
second level.
2,500 for level 3. And then I think it's 500 for level 4.
5,000 is the
Yeah, 500 gold or 5,000 silver.
technically in AD&D silver is 20 silver is 1 gold, so it's actually half as much gold.
Oh, okay. Um,
Um, but I think that's, you know what? I think that's fine. We'll just go with it for now. I want to think this through
hmm.
more, but we'll just say sure if you Sure, let's just go with it, and I'm just gonna go with it until we switch to Axe when I'm sure it's gonna be not this weird.
Yeah, that's one of the issues I have with D&D. Like, unlike in 5e, D&D, like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, puts in calculations wherever it can, even when it makes no sense.
Well, it makes sense what he's trying to do, but the problem is I just think it's too harsh. Because
It's too harsh and it's also
the
too
thing
finicky
the thing is it's tied to the
for no
character's
reason.
level. It's very flexible. That's the thing. It's I can however you can do it. This is like the base rule, but you mess with it however you feel like it. Um, um, Actually, hold on. Let me think. Because part of this is also partially rewarded based on how you play your character. There's also an element of that in the equation. Like what I gave you is the equation for the weekly cost. And the weekly cost is tied
And
to
then
how
that
many
can either be raised or lowered. Yeah.
the weekly cost is of course tied, or the total cost that is tied to the level of your character, but it's also tied to how well you role play.
Mm.
Like do your role as a class. And so the better you do, the less it'll ultimately cost, especially if you don't choose to train without a tutor. Like if you choose to have a tutor to train yourself faster, it'll cost less. Which is kind of weird in a lot of ways, but whatever. Um,
Yeah, because you'd think it'd be some sort of trade-off, whereas it's not exactly a trade-off.
I would think you
You
would
just
spend
screwing
less
yourself by
money and
not
it just takes
tutoring.
you longer. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
So okay, here's how I'm gonna do this. I'm going to make it instead of 1,500, I'm gonna make it 500 gold.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's exactly the same as it works. If you are untutored, it'll be 300 gold. Or, yeah, it'll be 300 gold, and it takes you twice as long. So it's less money in terms of the weekly cost, but it takes you longer. So arguably, it technically costs
So
a tiny bit more.
that's 300 gold in total. You're saying?
No, it's level. It's the number. It's the 300 per week and 500 per week.
Hang on a minute. I'm calculating this because that feels like it'd actually be more expensive if you're untutored. Hang on.
Well, it is. It's supposed to be more expensive if you're untutored. I don't really know why, but that's what it is. I'm trying to keep it sort of in line with raw before I change things too much.
Hmm.
Now, here's the thing. If we're talking about a wizard and you're training by yourself, you're going to buy study materials, you're going to possibly buy some kind of scrolls to practice with or something. There's a lot of things that you
Yeah,
could buy and
and
spend
that kind
money
of
on.
stuff is expensive.
So it makes
The
sense. If you're a fighter or a
yeah.
paladin, I think it's arguably well, okay. Well, here's the thing. If you're a fighter and you're just practicing swinging your sword, the only thing you're really going to spend food on is maybe extra food or like lodging or whatever. You maybe be paying for like using some dummies or something to practice on or sparring partners, so there could be things like that. Paladin is kind of the same thing, but it's probably like donating to your church or whatever to gain more prestige, so that's fine. Same with cleric. So honestly, those ones financially still make sense why they would be expensive and possibly even more expensive if you're untutored. Um, if you're a druid, I don't know why you have money sometimes, but whatever. A druid, I guess a druid could probably fall in a similar camp as a cleric in terms of, gaining prestige in your druid grove. Um, then there's um, monks who I don't remember. I think monks might be a monks would have to spend a lot because they need to be poor anyway. Same with paladins actually. Um, illusionist falls in line with magic user. So I think the only two that I really have questions on how this would work would be assassin and thief, but especially thief. Assassin, I could understand maybe you're trying to like mix new poisons or something. Thief, you're just kind of practicing your stealth skills, so maybe you're paying for bail.
Uh,
Anyway, here's what I'm just gonna do that for now. We can worry about whether or not it makes sense later, and maybe I'll adjust it a little more and refund you some of the money if I decide to change it. But for now,
okay.
but frankly, I've already given freebie level ups anyway, so let's cut me some slack here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not your fault. This isn't your fault. It's
Gygax's.
AD&D's fault.
It's Gygax's
Yeah.
fault.
Yes. Gygax didn't think this through.
He just really wanted players to be poor, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say 500 if you're being trained per week, 500 per week if you're being trained, 300 per week if you're untrained.
Okay. And it's 1.5 weeks, did you say?
I did say that, but let me recalculate it because I think there may have, if there were three, there might have been 3 weeks, 3 adventures because you did the last time you level up was before the dungeon. You said, yeah.
I think it was a while before the dungeon, because I leveled up both fighter and cleric immediately in the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely before the dungeon.
Okay. So then we'll say, the dungeon was 1, obviously. Restoring the land was 2. Was there anything else that we did?
I
Can't remember.
think that was it.
Okay, then I guess it is 1.5 weeks. So the total cost then would be 450 gold to level yourself up, and it'll take you 1.5 weeks. And I think to that point, while we're doing that, we can just say we've caught up to present day. And from now on, because I have trouble because I have not tracked our time at all very well in this game, and I don't know what month it is in the universe. I'm doing 1-to-1 time from now on, so I don't have to worry.
Okay.
And what that means,
I mean, I think that's actually how it was meant to be in AD&D.
It is, but I wasn't doing
if I remember correctly.
But the more I've been losing track of time, and the more I listened, now that I understand one time better, thanks to Harmony Ginger, all 1-to-1 time is it's just you're keeping track of the in-game time using the real world calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can adjudicate missing weeks if you need to, or you to figure out what happened in between. You can have downtime, whatever you got to do. So it should make things go smoother, I think. And I might go back to the old one if I get to a point where I can start paying more attention to how much time has passed, but I'm gonna do this for now because it's just it'll keep less. I mean, it'll keep me thinking less about. Um, I won't have to go back and watch every episode of the stream to figure out how many days have passed. That's what I'll try and that's the way I'll put it.
Oh Jesus! I mean, I already watched the last 2 episodes yesterday, so
Did you? Okay.
yeah.
Uh, I think there's like a month of time passed on those last two streams, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe a month and a half. But anyway, it is officially August 8th in universe, and you are a level 3 thief. All right, so that's where we are. Winthrop spoke with the mayor, and he departed back to Uteush.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Do I get a chance to level if I take the 8,000 gold and use that to start as startup capital for a literal bank? Like I start lending out loans to farmers so they can afford to get their equipment repaired.
Okay, so you're officially opening a bank. um. So are you gonna
Does that
buy?
I'm
count?
going to take 1,000 gold out of that pot for my training.
Um. Let me see, because this might effectively be your stronghold. Construction and siege.
Imagine eventually this will grow to the greatest financial capital of the continent simply because I decided to be here.
Mm-hmm. Um.
You know what we should call it? The Golden Tree.
Okay, so okay,
Gold doesn't
hold
grow
on a
on
sec.
trees.
Okay,
Apparently it does, actually.
I wholeheartedly agree with changing it, and I might even reduce. Okay, 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 okay. So, how big are you making your building? Are you making this bank? Although I will note you have to find the materials for it.
And we are pretty material starved. So maybe that could be our quest. That could be our next quest.
I mean, right
Trying
now
to reestablish
I
trade
can
routes.
that is our next quest. We got to kill the bandits.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is right now I have an IOU for quite a bit of gold and restoring quite a bit of our gold in the mayor's vault. So I don't need a
So
separate I will want a separate building eventually. But as it sits now, I can run this on paper out of the mayor's vault.
Oh, okay. So okay, you're gonna have to ask the mayor then for permission to lend, and you're gonna have to talk to the mayor for that.
okay, you can do that.
Okay, so you head over to the mayor's, the baron's, mayor, the baron's manor, and you make your way to his office. He goes, and he sees writing down on a parchment. He goes, "Hello, Jeffrey. What can I do for you today?"
Hi, I have a business opportunity for you.
Go on.
As a temporary stopgap to help with the financing and repairs of the farm equipment, I am intending on operating a financial services business out of this vault, using as capital the money you have given us and that we are storing in your vault. This should allow, as a stopgap measure, farmers to have the means to repair some of their equipment while or at least make stopgap measures while we deal with the bandits that are preventing the free flow of trade.
I'm, sh- I'm
I mean, the issue with that is that where are the materials going to be coming from? They can have the money, but if there's no materials, then the
That would
services cannot be rendered. Like they can pay for the service, but if there's no material to actually render the repairs, what's that money actually going to be used for?
it's a if there is a continued shortage of materials, then it will just drive up the price. Part of what's the issue is that the risk to reward ratio given the bandits is small. If there's a greater reward, more merchants will be willing to make the journey here.
Okay, so you're suggesting that by spreading word of a lending service, that would attract merchants here because they know that people will actually have the money to afford their services rather than simply coming here for no reason at all.
Or at very least, the inflationary would not be immediate. So you could have like those who need the material most willing to outbid the others until such time as we can clear the bandits, which should be within a couple
But
months, I assume.
that would mean that, I mean, word would need to reach out to the wider civilized area
It does
of
both.
this lending services, of this lending service, because I guess nobody's really coming here and nobody's really going. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like trade's been routed around us. There's no communication that's traveling in either direction from this town.
What the money does on
other
a
than guarded envoys.
Yeah, so you'd need to let the envoys know. And
it gives
ask them to
incentive for
spread.
those who might be willing, who in desperate need of equipment, and those who are slightly less need of equipment to rebalance such things.
Yeah, this would ultimately be a delayed effect solution though, because you'd need to not only wait for the envoys to get to cities, for example, where merchants would actually gather. You also need to wait for the merchants to actually decide to come, and then for the merchants to actually take their time getting here. And we saw how slow it took, how slow it was for the envoys from the church to get here. Like, how long will it take for the merchants to get here?
Probably longer than it's going to take for us to deal with the bandits.
Yeah, but the issue is this isn't a stopgap measure. This is a measure. No, this isn't a stopgap measure while we deal with the bandits. This is a measure that will only actually bear fruit after we've dealt with them.
I guess it depends on how big the town is. And the reason I say that is how willing is the community to lend to the other. Because ultimately the issue is the flow of raw materials.
Yes.
So I am not saying like this is anywhere near a permanent solution. I am saying in any given area, there are going to be some farmers who have like one or two more hoes or wheelbarrows or whatever. Have some backup things that might be willing to part with at a higher price point, given the scarcity, than they would otherwise. Like, if I've got a spare broom or if I've got a spare plow, like it's if I can pay a village kid to scrape the rust off the plow or do a simple repair that I myself do not have time to do, then that's still a net benefit, even as I wait for like the greater exchange. Like there's a lot of small instances of frozen capital, essentially. I'm not explaining myself well.
Well, you're trying to grease the wheel, so to speak, of the local
I'm trying to
economy.
grease the wheels and incentivize stopgap solutions in exchange for coin. It greases the wheels. It would also it doesn't fully hit the town until a few months. But it and if we did not immediately follow up with the bandits, the effect would purely be inflationary. But like I stashed in Stugg's wall somewhere have a spare 3D printer. It is an old one. I had planned on taking it apart so I could make probably some robotics projects. It's got at least 3 stepper motors, limit switches, a control board, and I can probably do something with the aluminum profile. If the need for if there's a suddenly a demand for 3D printers, even the old one might still have some value to someone else because the flow of new 3D printers elsewhere is stymied for whatever reason. I don't want this one. To me, it is surplus. It is junk. Someone else might need it and be willing to pay for it. This is a poor analogy.
Well, I mean, I
But
understand what you're going for. Someone has a spare plow or whatever that's okay but old, and so they need to repair their new good one.
it helps the farmer with no plow, which is old plow is better than no plow.
Yeah. So the farmer has no plow because it's broken or whatever. He wants someone. His neighbor has a new plow, has an old plow that works, but it's just old. So he takes a loan out and wants to use it, um, and hopefully makes a profit in order to pay back the loaner.
Well, how much of this things could get like a couple months work out of a patch job rather than a full repair? They just don't have the money to pay for the patch job. Out of what would normally be scrap wood.
Yeah. Um.
Now, that type of thing has a lifespan because you cannot create something out of nothing.
Mhm.
But I am uh, this is a law, and it might be entirely superfluous. I said size of the town because many farmers will tend to coordinate this type of thing internally within themselves. They're not necessarily in competition. And there'll be like a bartering between them. But if it's large enough, it might just be like a transactional thing that they can use to as a stopgap while we reopen the thing. That's going to work for some things and not others. It's not going to work for raw iron, but it might work so that the blacksmith can afford to pay an apprentice a basic wage to help with his productivity while he outputs more shit. That's more or less the thought process. Which is just going to turn to shit if we don't ultimately get more raw iron, but
Yeah.
Assuming in a temporary spot, like the demand for XYZ is the shortage of finished nails. And the blacksmith just in time manufacturing not having been invented yet. Presumably the blacksmith has bought a store of iron. From the merchant and has like a small surplus that he can work through.
Are there any mines near here?
Are you asking somebody?
I'm asking you, Stug.
You don't know. You'll have to ask somebody.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the blacksmith. And I'm just gonna ask him about like where he gets his like where he usually sources his metal, and what the current state of his stock is looking like.
Turns and goes, as he's like fixing a shovel, and he goes, "Well, normally speaking, I wish I remembered his voice better. I need to make more distinct voices. Um, Normally, I just simply purchase metal from passing merchants. Usually, the best metal comes north to south from the Araxakan, passing through there, or of course, sometimes they pass through here and head west instead, or even east, out towards the port in that direction. But sometimes east-west envoys come through, or the like. It all comes in different directions depending on what the merchant's doing, of course. But north to south is where I get my most frequent source from dwarven merchants passing through. Um, they usually pass through expecting to sell me some. I'm as I'm the only blacksmith in town, and of course I require a good deal of metal to make good tools for all the farmers and villagers. So yes, like I said, most of the time it's simply purchased from passing merchants. Um, Occasionally, someone of your sort will come through and have a spare bit of metal that they'd like to part with, and I can use that, but that's not extremely common.
Hmm.
As for my current store, I'm afraid I'm dangerously low at present.
Hmm.
I'm at the point where I'm conserving iron for very desperate need. So
Completely
I
understandable.
have enough iron to make roughly 10 spears and we'll say perhaps up to 20 shovels or um, something of the sort. 20 shovels plus several pitchforks, maybe about 10, depending on how clever I am with the metal work, of course. But yes, so
Mm.
if I guess if in terms of total spears I could make with the metal, I believe I could make about 70.
Mm.
But I'm rationing it off of course. I'm limiting it to 10 more spears. The Baron is going to have to write some letters to some of his friends for a resupply if I'm to provide him with new weaponry later. He knows as much, and he's agreed with my suggestions. But of course, it's getting down to the wire. We desperately need shipments coming in as soon as possible. I don't think I could last another 3 months if I had to.
St- Stug,
Yes.
do you know so the mountain range, the I'll just call him a magician because he's not necessarily a magic user. Um, the trickster, let's call him.
He's a magic larper.
Yeah, the LARPer. There we go. So the mountain range that the LARPer directed us to, that's in the north, right? Or is it in the north, or
It's
which
northwest of
direction
you.
is it? Okay. So is that likely to be where the shipments are coming from?
No, the shipments are coming directly from the direct north, basically. Like the road that passes out of town heads directly north. I mean, it weaves in back and forth occasionally. Sometimes it heads more westerly or easterly, depending on just how the road came to be, the easiest path. But it's more or less a road directly heading to the Dwarven Kingdom up, a Dwarven Kingdom up north, about a month away,
Hmm.
maybe a month and a half.
Where are the bandits situated?
Based on what you can gather, there seems to be bandit activity to the west of you, significant, like close to Uteush, blocking the road in that direction. Um, Far closer to Uteush than here, although what little you've heard seems to be that there have been bandit activity across a majority of the road occasionally. If you don't, even if you pass by the worst of it, you still have a chance of getting hit um, within like a week's ride of or like just outside of a week's ride of Risteus, where you are now, in that direction.
Hmm.
Um, but there's also apparently bandit activity up north. Otherwise, and so there's basically the north and west paths are where the worst of the bandit activity is. Um, all trade that had continued here initially came from the east at this point, often all the way from the eastern port. Um, and given the news of the bandits on the western road, some of them took large detours to head to a different city, or even just found some way around if they travel at all. Um, but that the east to west travelers trickled out a few months ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, and as best you can tell, the bandit activity up north is somewhere close to the border of Vicone and the Dwarven territories.
Okay. So walls.
If I'm hearing this at any point, that reevaluates my understanding of where the town actually is. So it might be better just to hire some henchmen, commission the spears, and go full bore at this bandit thing.
Yeah. Um. Don't think that would probably be wise.
That said, I still want permission to run a bank.
Yeah, and I also want to head to that mountain range to collect those scrolls.
And I want to join you on that. Let's get the town in play first, because it wouldn't make sense to not be able to buy shit after one or two of those.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, considering um, the mountain is northwest, and we have bandit activity to the north and separate bandit activities to the west, we could make a stop off at the mountain and then continue on to the north or to the west, whichever way we go first.
Sorry, could you repeat that last bit again?
So, considering the fact that the mountain is in the northwest, yeah,
Yeah.
and we have two hotspots of bandit activity, one to the north and one to the west.
Yes.
We could, after dealing with one hotspot, head to the mountain as a pit stop as we travel to the other hotspot, and then come back to town.
I don't like it. I'd be willing to accept that if it's the will of the party. Because I have a suspicion that the mountain is not going to be an in and out trip.
That could be true, yes.
Do we have a map of the trade routes? I think I requested such a thing earlier.
Yeah, more or less.
Which is the bandit camp to the north or west? Basically, which of those trade routes is the most important? We'll prioritize that one.
Um, well, if you're looking for specifically metal, um, the north-south trade route is probably the more beneficial one. And it is the closer, um, the the Dwarven Kingdom is closer to the north than the main capital of the Vicon Empire is to the west, which is the Uteus. So, if you want some instant relief, relatively speaking, you'd target the northern path first.
Well, then we target the northern path.
Yep, okay. Who would we hire as henchmen, though? That's the thing. Because we can't just be having some random villagers, right? We could potentially hire some guards, hire some of the Baron's guards, but what's your suggestion?
Are there any settlements between here and the bandit camp?
Best you can tell, there's one um, about a week's ride north, and then another one another week and a half from there. and then after that, there's nothing until the very border where there is a border town, and it's in a mountain pass. In fact, it's like just outside of a mountain pass. So there's about 3 settlements between here and the border, and one's on the border. And they're pretty small towns, to be fair, but um, except for the border town,
The
which is fairly decently sized.
but the border town is right near the bandits.
Well, you don't know where the bandits are. You just know they're attacking the northern route.
I say we put the word out to the townsfolk that we're looking to hire brave, able-bodied men with some level of combat experience or hunting experience. The accuracy with a bow could still be useful. Gather who we can from this town and recruit from the towns as we go up.
I'd say that sounds like a reasonable idea.
All right. So you're gonna start by putting flyers up in town, or just going around asking people if they want to help you fight things.
Let's be
Yeah.
real. It's low. Like most people can't read. They can't get flyers printed. There's an ink shortage. There's bandits coming through. We're
I
gonna
mean,
count.
was it really? I mean, like, what is illiteracy specifically? Because, like, from what I remember, it was kind of a bit of a misconception that everyone in medieval times was illiterate.
That's fair, and I might be trading on bad knowledge. Everyone in
Um,
medieval times wasn't illiterate. Uh, there would have been clergy, noble, and merchant classes that would have had to read as part of a job skill.
hmm.
Scribe itself was its own profession. There would have been like a whole manner of like administrative positions that would have required people of letters. It would be, I think, foolish to say that such a society enjoyed the level of basic literacy that we take for granted today.
Yeah, like, of course, basically nowadays, basically everyone's illiterate. So, like, our perception of the Middle Ages is probably skewed by our own perspective.
But it it requires everyone is literate because a decent chunk of effort is put in to enforcing that as early as possible.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, fuck it, we got to make crops grow. You've got to be apprenticed to the blacksmith. There's no, and that's not even necessarily a bad call. It makes
Yeah.
sense to train skilled positions early. I think we lost something. Um, I say we lost something. There was a trade-off made when the much of the apprenticeship model was pushed back because you still get some of that in the trades.
Mm.
But it's not like guild based. You don't have like quite the same focus on perfecting a single skill.
Yeah.
And it was kind of the reverse trade-off where in a divine right of kings mandated society with a lower population, such as post-plague,
Mm.
the guilds and skilled workers would have more bargaining power than in a era where the population was large. Whereas it's the reverse in a representative democracy, wherein large populations have an immense amount of voting power compared to smaller generations. Hence the complaints about the boomers in America. I don't know what the post Second World War demographic shift was for the UK in terms of like population boom.
Yeah. In any case, we're playing D&D. We have to read to play D&D. We are playing characters who may or may not be able to read. So we need to check our privilege.
Oh, I did. I cashed that check.
Hey. Anyway, Stug.
Yes.
This is the third time asking for a request to know what my reward was.
You're not getting an answer until you find. You'll get an answer when you get an answer. It'll come.
You asked me to remind you each session.
Oh yeah, I did. I didn't I? Never mind. Keep asking me. I forgot I said that.
Oh. You're just making me sad now.
It's gotta be the right time.
It's never gonna be the right time.
Ain't nobody got time.
The session's every 2 weeks. It's gonna take forever.
It will not.
This is gonna be like Axe, isn't it?
What do you mean?
You say we're gonna be moving to Axe, but we never actually get there.
I have lots going on for Axe. It's hard to learn a new system in time to run it, okay? I already have the idea for this item, for this thing that you're gonna get.
Oh, I just heard item.
It might be an item.
Hmm.
And when I say item, I mean romance. You're gonna get a boyfriend. You're gonna be an item.
No.
Or a girlfriend, I guess. Okay, fine, you got a girlfriend, it's fine.
We don't swing that way.
Which way?
No way.
Duma has no libido. Okay, got it. Alright, good. Well, anyway, yeah.
Duma is just innocent elf.
Wholesome, innocent elf. Not a single sexual thought ever crossed her mind.
Head empty, thoughts happy.
based. Well, anyway, okay.
So basically, she's the opposite of all drow.
Yes,
She is the anti-drow drow.
that's why she got ostracized and left because she wasn't horny enough or rapey enough.
She wasn't horny and murdery enough. Yeah.
All right. Well, so what are you guys doing? You had a long session there.
We we get the word around, and I think we set up a sign saying henchman interviews, and then we drag Valis and Orion in.
All right.
Yeah. They'll just be staring at the sky the entire time.
Do me a favor. Yes. Well, no. Orion stares at the sky. Valis stares at the ground.
His shoes.
Shoes. Yeah.
He stares at his shoes. Yeah.
So what I will need is a D100 roll from you, Jeffrey.
Dice. Pile of D6s. Alright. 10 ones. Clackety clackety. 26.
26. And what is your maximum number of henchmen? What is your charisma actually?
It's 13, I believe.
Yes.
For you, what, Jeffrey?
Yes.
Okay. Your charisma is 13. All right. So
I know everyone's intelligence is 14, and Jeffrey and Varys's charisma is 13. Maybe Orion as well.
oh wait, I forgot. Okay, so you're 13, which means all right, so you get a +5 to it. So that puts you at 31. So you put up some flyers. You spread the word around town. You had a time as respite, talk to people, inform people that you're looking for people who might be interested. A lot of people give you kind of meh reactions. But some of them say, okay, I'll spread the word. I can't help. Like you talk to an old guy at one point who's like, well, I can't really help you out there myself, but maybe my grandson could help you out. And then, you get sort of a mix of reactions like that. And since you spend all your time in the tavern, you say, just have them come meet me here. You basically go to the tavern on a daily basis, staying there from around, 5 to 7 p.m., waiting for people to show up. And over the course of about a week, you end up attracting 3 people to your conversation. So it's about the third night when you get the first visitor, and he looks like a kind of grizzled, middle-aged gentleman, but he looks pretty burly and he looks pretty strong. He's got like an unkempt beard that looks like he shaves with the axe he carries. And he looks like he's a lumberjack of sorts. In terms of what he does on a daily basis, that's the kind of axe he's carrying around with him. And he comes to you and says, "I hear you're looking for I hear you're looking for warriors.
Warrior. Warriors.
We are. Can you tell us a bit about your background?
Well, I used to be an adventurer like you until I until I until I met a very nice until I came to this here village. Seemed quiet, seemed out of the way, seemed I could make a decent living helping with the uh, local economy. I'm no farmer, but I sure am. I sure can swing an axe. So I figured I'd help working there. Work by bringing in lumber for the people for buildings and whatnot. It's been going well. I've been but the long story short is it's been some years since I was an adventurer.
Which side
But I've
side
handled my
side
fair
note,
share of goblins and orcs.
out of character. There's woods around this place, right?
Yes.
So they can get wood to repair some things.
They can repair some things with wood, yes.
Okay. Good to know. Yes. Back in here.
So are you approving of this man?
Um,
Or did you want
I
me to
look him up and
finish?
down. Do I see any particular reason why I shouldn't be?
Um he appears to have a big wart on his neck. So that might be annoying to look at.
You just don't have to look at his neck. Put a scarf around it. It's
Just
fine.
give him a scarf.
You know what? We all get team scarves.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the gist you get from this guy is that he seems like he's a capable wielder of an axe.
Yeah,
Nice.
we could use axe wielders. Do you have any idea what our mission is?
Well, I thought you were going to take out those bandits.
You got it.
Well, I'm happy to help. This town's important to me. I can't let it go. He wipes a tear from his eye.
All right. I like the cut of your jib. We will be in contact in the morning if you could meet us here.
All right. So he goes, I'll be there. A few nights later, about the fourth day of your of the week, a curiously, you have seen a few halflings in this town. They're rare. There's only like a family or two, but they have been seen wandering. This really skinny looking dude shows up and he's got like this and he appears to be kind of jittery. And he goes
Head pats.
he
And
grins
jittery how?
like he's just kind of twitchy and like shifty looking a little bit. Like he doesn't he doesn't seem to almost trust his surroundings. But there's also like this weird gleam in his eye. And he goes, hey, so, you're looking for some help about those bandits, huh? Wait,
Yes.
Well,
what is your skill set?
well, I guess you could say I make a pretty good scout. I've been known to avoid unwanted attention in my time.
So what I'm hearing is you're an acquisition specialist.
You heard right. Your hearing is your ear. Yeah, he says. That seems like a good name for it. Yeah. So, what do you think?
Well,
Need someone with
tell me
my
a little
skill
bit
set?
about your background and see if you have any, and who will vouch for you.
Sorry, say that again.
I would need someone to vouch for you, and can you tell me a bit about your background?
And at this point, you hear him. He seems to like frown and walk out.
That I don't like acquisition specialists. That's a religious bias I have. Property rights are sacred.
But you're friends with Valis.
Name one thing Valis has stolen.
Your heart.
I gave him my heart.
Touche. All right. Well, on that note, um, one more day goes by, and curiously, uh, hmm, a dwarf stops in. I hear you need a good strong hand to help you with those bandits up north.
We do.
I'm
What
your
can you
man.
bring? I appreciate your enthusiasm. Can you tell me what skills you bring?
None are better with a. If you need a good hammer by your side, I'm your man. I've been often a guard. Often I traveled with trade merchants as a hired hand for protection. I get mostly going up between north and south. Since the bandit troubles have come up, I haven't been able to really. I haven't seen fit to make it home so well. I decided to take the risk, traveling up from the south recently. By chance, I saw one of your flyers in town, and I figured those bandits have caused me and Nikin far too much trouble for the past several months. I'd be honored if you'd have me in your team.
Yeah, so is this guy a dwarf from the Northern Kingdom?
Sounds like it. Based on the way he's talking.
Oh, okay. Wonder if he could teach me smithing.
I only ask one thing in return. Aside from the regular payment, of course.
And what is that?
A good hearty feast and ale at the end of the excursion.
I think we can manage an employee appreciation celebration.
Put it there. He sticks his hand out.
I shake it and tell him to meet us in the morning.
Aye. All right, so you appear to have collected a team of 2 people.
But we could also ask Hannes as well.
That is potentially an option.
Yeah, Hannes has kind of been forgotten. I think we should go and ask him.
Okay.
Maybe as you're doing that, I'll go and ask Hannes.
Great.
How far is Hannes's shack from here?
Well, his house was where you found him was pretty close to the marsh, so it's several days away.
Okay, so I could probably just take the flying carpet, right?
I suppose. Although
Yeah.
So, you doing this now at the end of the week?
Yeah, after my training.
Okay, fair. Well, the week your training already happened.
Oh, okay. So this is after my training's happened already. Okay, cool. So in that case, yeah, I'll go and ask him.
All right. Well, you take the flying carpet. It takes you about a day and a half to get there. Actually, come to think of it, he wouldn't have returned home yet because there's nothing to cultivate. So I guess he would still be in town
Where?
somewhere. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay, cool.
So, you ask around for him, and you end up finding him. Seems like he and his family have been staying at a friend's house in town. A friend by the name of Joseph, and he lets you in to see him. And Hannes, you find him there with. He appears to be essentially working on small home repairs, fixing up a chair as you come in, and he acknowledges your entry and says, "Well, hello, welcome, Duma. What can I what exactly brings you to my uh, uh, what brings you here?"
Wait a minute. Does Hannes know my voice? Like, has he actually heard me speak before?
I don't believe he has.
Huh. Okay. Okay. I give a short bow and I say, "Hello, Hannes. It is nice to meet you again. Apologies for the interruption. would it be okay if you stepped outside for a bit? A proposition to discuss with you.
Very well. He follows you outside. Seemed
Close the
kind
door.
of startled by the sound of your voice.
I give a short, lilting laugh. Yes, I mean, quite a lot of people do seem surprised when they hear my voice. In any case, as I'm sure you know, we are currently dealing with a bandit problem.
I'm quite familiar, yes.
Yes. Um, the plague afflicting the marsh has been solved, and so we are redirecting our attention to that.
So I've heard. How did you manage that? It seems to cure the land. The land got cured far quicker than I would have expected. I expected that affliction to curse our town for years to come. But the word is that
If you
we
wish,
can expect at least a decent harvest this year.
if you wish to know, I would ask the Baron.
Very well. I won't pry further.
Wouldn't wish to betray our secrets, even to you. Apologies, but it is somewhat sensitive information.
Baron's orders?
Yes.
Very well.
But I must say, we greatly appreciate the work you did helping us with those with that fungi. I don't think we would have been able to handle it if not for you.
I'm much
So thank
obliged.
you.
I was proud to help.
Hmm.
Competent, if odd, warrior group you are.
Hmm.
Whatever
Bit of
happened to
a
that gnome?
oh, that
I hear you'll
Sketch's
be
character,
by
huh?
around 4.
Is that Sketch's character?
That was Sketch's character, yeah.
Yeah.
Timothy.
What did happen to Timothy
I
or
He ran.
Timothy?
He ran off into the woods. Ran
I
away.
think that's been his
Never to be
entire
seen again. Okay.
interaction with the character. Is just ran into the woods.
Yeah. He showed up being chased by ghouls or zombies or something, and then he helped fight them, and then he ran away the next day. That's what happened.
So we only literally just saw him once.
We saw him one time. I'm not even sure you guys know his name.
That's kind of funny. We have no idea. He was just a passing traveler being assaulted by ghouls. We don't even know his name.
The status of his status in the party is unknown.
Ha 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 ha! Good one. Well,
We have not the nomenclature to
Oh
assign
shit, that's
him
so
a
much
title.
better.
nomenclature. God, good. That's a good one.
That was good.
That was fucking good. Well, I was just curious. I wondered if maybe you'd heard something. I was very Very weird little man. Anyway, you came here to
Hmm.
ask me something. What is it?
Yes. So, the bandit problem. We are amassing a small entourage, I suppose, of of good Samaritans um, to aid us in clearing the bandit problem. We would first head north to deal with the immediate threat, and then head west um, to clear out both uh, axes.
I see.
Would you like to accompany us?
I'm
I
not
would
so
understand
sure.
if you yeah. So I would understand if you had reservations. Of course, your family here. You wish to stay and support them.
My family is the concern. Um,
Hmm.
but of course they suffer too with the bandit problem, so I'm not sure.
Would I wonder? Could we put in a word for Hannes with the Baron? Maybe we could get the Baron to put Hannes's family under his roof for a bit.
Oh, so you want to house the family with the Baron?
Yes.
Potentially. That's up to you if you want to try. Are you offering that to him in character?
Uh,
Or is that just a question for me?
a question for you, but also I would be willing to make a request of the Baron, and I will float that to him. I will make it clear that it's not a surefire thing, but we may be able to get uh, lodging and support for his family, depending on the Baron's disposition.
Well, I'm not sure that's all that necessary. My family is housed quite comfortably here in Joseph's house with his wife and son, and my daughter my daughter seems quite pleased to seems to enjoy his company. So I'm not sure I would bother the Baron with such a request. Nonetheless, I'll have to speak with my family.
If there's anything we can do to help, let us know.
I will, and thank you. Um, so he heads back inside and he speaks to his family. I'm going to ask you. Actually, we'll roll a percentile die. I might retcon something I just did, but roll a percentile die.
Your face is a percentile die.
Oh, of course, I need to do it on my phone. Actually, no, it's really. Oh, yeah,
How come you don't have any dice?
I do.
Okay.
That's not very good. Um, 30.
All right. In that case, he returns and says, "I'm afraid, I think it is in the best interest of my wife and child that I stay behind. My life of adventuring is
Understandable.
behind me. I felt an urgent matter taking care of the zombie threat because I feared it would get to the town. The bandits, of course, are a pressing matter as well, but I'd like to stay behind in case any of them get close.
Hmm. Well,
Worst comes to worst, I will have them flee southwards. And of course, if I
yeah.
can, I would
We will
join.
bring you tidings. We will bring you tidings of our success. We do not plan to fail.
Very well. Thank you very much.
Also, I bend down and I simply hold out my hands for a hug. Hug?
He looks at you. He looks at you confused for a second and goes, "Very well." He goes for a hug.
I give him a good hearty bear hug.
You're a good hugger.
Thank you.
Anyway, best of
Hugging
luck
is
to
my
you. I am
speciality.
sorry.
Perfectly fine. I completely understand your reticence. Myself, I'm basically well, I was a lone wolf. I didn't really have any connections to worry about until, of course, I met Joffrey and the others. It's you. Um, you've got people who care about you and who you care about. That's the
Indeed.
most important thing.
Well, you do too as well. It's now, so they seem like good folk. Keep them close.
Yes, I will.
Best of luck.
And,
And he heads back
yeah, and I
inside.
give him a wave
And he waves.
as we part ways.
And he waves back. And there you go.
That was heartfelt, but really I'm just in it for the money.
I think you can tell what Doom is in it for. She's just in it for the love of the game. Like Doom is definitely the epitome of neutral good.
Yeah, seems like it. Isn't Elistray chaotic good?
She'd be fine with neutral good.
Yeah, I'm not saying that she. I was just curious. That's all. I wasn't saying being neutral good was a problem. I think generally speaking, um, my general impression is that for a chaotic good character deity, they care more about the good part than the chaotic part. Generally, it's
Yeah,
probably a rare deity that's like, you must cause mayhem, but be nice about it.
yeah. So worshipper alignments: neutral good, chaotic neutral. Yeah. And then in 2E, it's lawful good, neutral good, and chaotic good.
Oh, is
So in
1E?
3E, she cares more about the chaos,
Oh, okay.
and in 2E, she cares more about the good. But
I prefer more the 2E version, I think.
yeah, that makes more sense.
All right. Well, I'll have to take a little break, but I'll be right back.
Nice. I'll go make myself a cup. Sauron, Morgoth, the Sackville Bagginses.
Most devious force in all of Middle Earth.
Yes. Hmm. Ah.
Okay, I'm back. So you have a couple party members or henchmen.
Hmm.
I suppose.
Could I go recruiting? Because I mean, the only
Um,
thing I've done is try to recruit hunters.
yeah, you could try. Um, so I guess I'll have you roll another percentile. Oh, what's your max? What's your
Okay.
charisma?
15.
15. Okay.
Oh god, that's even worse.
Uh,
22.
22.
Jesus. Yeah, this is not good.
Was that the result, or was that the result plus 15?
That was the result.
Okay, so your real roll is 37 then.
Yeah, that's terrible. Jesus Christ.
Well, um, another week goes by of recruiting. Um, okay.
I think people might be scared of my armor. But to be fair, if I took off my armor, they'd probably be more scared. So I should probably keep it on.
You know what? I'm gonna do something fun. All right, do me a favor and roll a d6.
5.
Okay. So, first night of your recruiting, you come across. You're walking around town looking for people who look able bodied, and you come across what appears to be a few trees that appear to have arrows sticking out of them. Um, After a moment, you hear a thrum from behind the building in front of you that's near these trees, and an arrow strikes the wood. Going forward to investigate a little further, you see a rather tall, relatively not like you tall, but like tall for a human woman
Mm-hmm.
with a what appears to be a very toned physique. And you approach her, and She seems pretty competent with the bow. You present your case to her, and she goes, "You know what? I guess what's all this practice for if you don't use it for something worthwhile? If you want me, you've got me."
I give her a handshake.
And she goes, "Just let me know where to be, when to be there. I'll come join your group."
So that was the inn, right? Taina's Respite, did you say?
No, you were just wandering town. This was a random house.
Oh, okay. No, I mean I'm talking about like where we're all meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Taina's Respite.
Um, 2 days later, you're waiting until Tina's respite, hoping that word gets around. Um, Jeffrey nowhere in sight. Actually, okay, give me a. I scratch that. I undo that. Um, roll a d6 again.
On
Okay, roll a one. Roll again.
6.
Okay. Um, you feel, you actually hear big. You're sitting there just kind of bored at the table, uh, grasping a cup of ale, a mug of ale, taking sips, when you hear these heavy steps approaching you. And you look up for a second, and to your surprise, you see someone who's about as tall as you, with slightly greenish skin, and a rather flat nose, and narrow eyes. "Grug, want help?"
What was the reaction of everyone else in the bar?
They're all staring at this guy and keeping their distance. With the exception of Taina, who looks up at the person, at the character, who appears to
At
be a
the grub.
half orc, at the Grug.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she just kind of takes out a dagger and places it on the table and continues cleaning while staring at this guy.
We don't interact with your kind. Your kind are garbage. I say as I'm nowhere near this thing.
Yeah, I was about to say. Like,
You're
where are you?
You're talking to like a goat that.
Look,
Okay.
I don't have a beef with Joffrey doesn't have a beef with his half orc. Like the color Joffrey cares about is gold. But you produce economic benefit, Joffrey's cool with you. Net benefit.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, wallet gazer.
Do you say his name is Grog
Grug.
or Grog? Grog. Okay. Grog. What would you like help with? Is there something on your mind?
No, me help you.
Ah, so you saw our flyer?
Grug heard you talking.
Sorry, I didn't catch that stuff.
Grug heard you talk.
About the bandits.
You say you want fight bandits. Grug, help.
As he says that, what's the reaction of everyone else in the room?
They appear to relax a little bit, but still cautiously
When,
stare at him, and also many of them appear to be confused. But
yeah, because it's a half orc wanting to help some humans fight bandits. I'd imagine this isn't a scenario you see every day.
not common around these parts.
No, especially with a half orc. Um, uh, well, okay. So where do you come from, bro? Are you from around here?
Grug traveler.
Ah, okay. Are you from the north or the east? Which way?
North?
North is up, and I point to I just unfurl a map and I point to north.
Oh, yes. Grug from north. Grug come from that way. From Big Hill.
Okay. From here, and I point to the mountains.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Um, after we've dealt with the bandits up north, we may want to go back to we may want to head to the mountains, Grazer. You could come along for that as well.
Grug like mountains. Grug from mountains. Mountain home.
Sounds great. Yeah. I'm sure the people here would be really happy if you helped us, and I'm sure you'd be big help dealing with those bandits. And I kind of have another look around. Again, my face is obscured by the helmet, so
It's her plan.
you wouldn't see anything.
Grug get revenge.
Ah, and yes, I'm definitely sure that yes, the bandits have definitely hurt a lot of people, and we'd certainly welcome your help. Thank you, Grug. And I rise to my full height.
And he looks up at you. He's like 6'5".
And yeah, and I hold out my arms again for a hug.
What do?
Grug hug.
Oh, hug?
Yes, Grug hug.
He goes in for a hug.
Yeah, and I give
hug.
him a hug.
Hug nice.
We'll definitely
Grug like hug.
help you get
Who
revenge
else want hug?
on those bandits.
Grug hugged you? He points to one of the halflings. It's like an old halfling fellow, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm quite okay, thank you. I have my cup. I'm finishing my ale, please. Here, have one on me. And he points to Taina. Small man to buy grug ale. Small man grug friend.
Okay, I think I'll stay here because we don't particularly want to drop Grug. So I will hang around. I'll make sure Grug is okay. I'll make sure everything's kind of chill in the tavern. I'll basically make sure nothing goes wrong.
Good deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And with that, I'll need you to roll d6 again.
Okay. One again.
Roll again.
3.
3. Okay. Okay. All right. Shortly after Grug um uh comes sits by you and starts drinking ale with you quietly, but he seems to be enjoying it. He keeps saying tasty each time he takes a sip. um a small character, very small, enters, comes across from the side.
Do I notice them?
Yeah, no, he's being very deliberate. He's not trying to hide himself, although he's cautious
Okay.
about Grug.
Okay. Cool.
But he goes,
I will signal that I've noticed him, and I'll just kind of
and it looks to be a
subtly
gnome.
motion for him to come here. A gnome. Okay.
And he goes, I too have heard about your quest to go take on these bandits. I confess,
Hmm.
I was interested from the moment that other fellow, the one who keeps talking about money.
Ah, that would be Geoffrey.
Jaffrey.
He
Gotcha. Understood. He's yelling
money
at
is
goats
his
right
religion.
now. Sorry. What?
Yeah. Money is his religion. Don't mind all of his proselytization.
Oh, don't. No trouble at all. I just didn't know his name is all. Don't mind me. I confess, I had some inkling to come along on your trip as well. After all, it's very hard to travel these days, and in my line of work, for what I'm interested in, I really would like to travel more. Unfortunately, I confess, a bit of cowardice took hold of me, so I never approached. However, seeing the sort of allies you seem to have attracted, and he glances at Grug, I feel there may be a fighting chance after all.
And you didn't think that when you saw me?
Well, you're just one person. Now there's two of you.
Very true. And I laugh
And more than that,
again in my usual melodic
yeah.
in my usual melodic style.
More than that, I confess myself very curious about this fellow. Staring at Grug. I couldn't help but be somewhat amused. So if you have me, I'd be delighted to aid in your mission.
Your aids will be greatly appreciated. And as I'm sure you've noticed from Grog, even those of natures one might consider to be abnormal, shall we say, can still hold a great deal of good and kindness in their hearts.
I dare say you may be right about that. And Grug turns to him and goes, Grog hug? And he seems to flinch for a minute, and he goes, Grog hug. And he embraces Grog. Or Grog embraces him, rather. Man small. And he pats him on the head several times after the hug.
I give both of them a thumbs up.
Well, I suppose I'll be here when you're ready to leave. I'll make my
That
own
would be good.
preparations.
Yes.
Okay, so with that, you have acquired a total of 5 allies. You acquired a human whose name is something. I don't think I gave it, did I?
I don't think you
That's
gave
a
the
weird
gnome's
name.
name either.
I didn't. Only Grug has been named.
Because Grug's a simple name. Grug good. Grug good name.
Grug, good name.
Is this part of your Harmony Ginger and her Grugs?
Those are her Gregs. Did I send you that? I sent
Does
you that.
Grug like to eat at Greg's?
You sent me that.
Is
you were...
Grug a Greg's guy?
Oh, I'm sorry, you were both talking.
I assume I assume he's from the north. Yes. Where else would he be from?
Yeah, he's from the north. But if Grug would Grug eat at Greg's? That's my question. Is Grug a Greg's kind of guy?
Grug, he might be a Greg's kind of guy. I posted the
He
image.
seems like a Greg's kind of guy.
I posted the image in
You know what?
in Lamoth chat, so you can know what he's talking.
Yeah, you know what Greg's is, right?
No.
You
It's
don't?
a British grocery store chain that is known for their sausage rolls, to the best of my
Yeah.
Yankee knowledge.
Okay. Okay, yeah, he'd probably
Yeah,
be a
Grug
Greg's
seems like
kind
a
of
Greg's
guy.
kind of guy. Yeah.
Also, I have shared in chat and on stream Harmony Ginger and her Gregs. I don't remember the context for this meme, but I made it.
Okay. Also, I'll post a picture of Greg's in the chat, so you can post it on stream. This is Greg's. Hang on.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Getting a good picture.
In the meantime, I will say that the names of your new henchmen are the human lumberjack man is named
With the wart.
with the wart. Wart man is named
Wartman William.
Eric. Wart man Um, the dwarf is named um, Fomin. Wolfman. The obviously Grug is Grug.
Yes.
Um,
So Eric is the wart guy.
I'm writing these down too, so I don't get confused later. Um, before Grug was the lady,
Yeah. The bow lady.
bow lady.
Kind of want to train a bit more with my scythe.
And her name is Elvira.
Elvira. Okay, so she's I guess boob size is pretty big.
Her boobs were sizable.
Hmm.
The last one was Gnome.
We also have a dwarf as well.
Yeah, well, his name's Fomin. I already got to him.
What was his name again?
Fomin.
Foeman.
Fommin.
Okay. Oh, Foeman. Okay.
And the gnome man's name is Aradon.
Okay. I will post this in chat. Not in chat, but I will post it in the prayer sanctuary.
There we go. Oh, Greg's. Okay, fine. I'll go back to the stream and. All right, so there is Greg's for everyone who wants to know what Greg's is in chat, which includes nobody.
It's the principle of the thing.
It's the principle of the thing. I'm fine with showing the thing for future reference. You know, I'm sure this stream will get very, very popular in the next 20 years. And you know, people
I
will
mean,
want
if
to
one
know
of us
about
ends up getting
Greg's.
famous, then yeah.
But yeah, there we go.
Huh. I always pictured it as slightly bigger.
Nope. Yeah, usually pretty small.
Okay. Neat.
I like it. Okay. So with that, you guys set out the next day. So I guess it's officially August 22nd in universe now.
Well, wasn't it spring when we
It was late spring, early summer, is what I said a session or two ago. I forget.
Yeah, so I guess we're probably in a part of the world that's not.
Well, although you're
I
right. I
guess we're
did
in the
say that,
Eastern
so it's
Hemisphere
actually
or
probably
something.
closer to August 8th now. It's probably catching up to August 8th at this point. Although I said that, I think before you did a bunch of traveling around.
Yeah.
So it's probably closer to early August after all this went down. Because you spent 3 weeks basically training, 3.5 weeks training, and then recruiting people. So
Yeah.
I guess it
Um.
would be fine if it was. I guess we could just say that that's now August 8th.
Yeah. One last thing. I want to train with my scythe.
You're untrained with your scythe.
I want to train with my scythe.
Okay. I mean, you can. Is there some goal you have with this? I mean, I'm fine with it as a flavor thing, but I don't know if you have other things in mind.
I want to develop a fighting style with the scythe.
Okay. What do you want to name this fighting style?
Um. I mean, what's the point of giving it a name? Like,
I don't know. Hiten Mitsurugi style.
I guess scythe dancing, I suppose.
Sounds good. Or moon dancing.
Yeah, possibly because of the crescent shape of the scythe. Moon dancing. Okay.
Here we go. All right, you can train, certainly train. Um, so you
Yeah, I
have
guess it would probably be a fighting style that would incorporate both strength and dexterity.
okay.
So,
So you're trying to basically make it so that way this becomes like a finesse weapon a la later editions.
uh, huh. Um, I mean, I wasn't really thinking of that, but I mean, maybe. Um, I was
Or
more thinking because it requires a lot. It requires strong footwork. It would require um an ability to rapidly twirl and align the scythe correctly, as well as strike with the correct amount of force, carry
yeah.
momentum over
Well, I
properly,
guess I
that
just
sort of
didn't know
thing.
if you were just doing flavor stuff. Because if you're doing flavor stuff, but mechanically speaking, I don't know how this works because there's not really strict rules for like
Rules for it, yeah.
anything like this. It's pretty. This edition is pretty straightforward, and melee weapons are basically strength based, and ranged weapons are dex based, more or less. I might be a little wrong about that, but I do think that's basically how it goes. Um, like with maybe some exceptions of magical weapons or something. I don't know. Um, so I guess I guess the other issue is that there's really not that many bonuses for attack other than in strength. Like, oh well, okay. Dexterity gives missile weapon bonuses. Um, once you start getting to like 16 dexterity, whereas strength gives strength bonuses to attack and damage at varying parts, and then it's sort of wishy-washy how it works. Um,
Mm.
and what I mean by that is it's not a straightforward increase like later editions is, where it's every two. You don't actually get a single hit probability adjustment until you get 17 strength. Um, and your damage adjustment increases. It doesn't increase until 16.
Mm.
But regardless, Point is that mechanically speaking, I don't know what fighting style does. Now, granted, I don't know if there's something in Unearthed Arcana that I don't know about, but I'm happy to have the fighting style in the game for flavor reasons, but I don't know what to do with it mechanically. Because even in later editions, I don't think it would even count as a finesse weapon, like because it's just too unwieldy.
Hmm.
Because it's like one of those, like you wouldn't like sure it requires skill to use, but it mainly requires strength because what you're dealing with is a massive amount of torque.
Yeah, but the idea is that you are using that torque to generate momentum.
And I guess if you do a fancy style where you require yourself to hold it at the end and then spin it and then do something weird, I don't know.
Like the figure skaters do.
Yeah, like the figure skaters do. But anyway, I don't know. We'll deal with that later, I guess. Shouldn't have pinched me chip, simple as. Pensioner kills a seagull by grabbing its feet and swinging it into a wall in front of crying children at popular seaside resort after it stole his chip. Holy crap.
That article is even better because when he was confronted, he said, "Seagulls are vermin." He said, "They're vermin. You should teach your kids about vermin."
Jesus.
Based. I mean, seagulls are basically the rats of the sky.
They
So
are. They're the rats of the sky of the seas.
I
yeah,
grew up in an ocean town. I have a
they're
deep
rats
and
of the
abiding
coast.
hatred for seagulls.
I
People who
get
didn't grow up near the ocean think, "Oh, they're so cute. How could you ever?" No, no, no. Fuck them.
Let them burn.
they do seem like one of the worst birds.
Crows? Crows are chill.
Seagulls suck.
I fuck with crows.
Crows are neat.
Seagulls, I hope they die. What would really be lost?
I don't like geese.
We should we should lobby to take away the protection order so I can run them over with my car. Or use geese to beat other geese.
Or use geese to beat seagulls.
Yeah. Look, I don't even want like a hunting permit or anything, but I think if a geese approaches you like the aggressive little fucking assholes they are, you should be able to take one goose and swing it around like a fucking flail until its neck snaps.
Damn.
You
Yeah,
should not be able to go unilaterally harass a goose nest.
I agree.
That's fair, and I think that should carry charges. But like, if the goose is like fucking with like, no, like bash that little motherfucker. They need to learn.
They need to learn. Someone needs to teach these things a lesson. Because they get away with all this just because everyone's nice to them.
Oh, we're endangered. Yeah, well, maybe don't start shit.
But you'd be in less danger if you weren't such an asshole. All right, well, I guess we'll just call it there. It's already out reaching 4 o'clock. I was gonna go a little further, but we've only got 10 minutes before presumably Sketch shows up. I'll have to.
Oh, is Sketch coming?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about camping planning. I'm just gonna.
Oh,
I'm gonna post another thing to Vince. Or shit.
I have so much random bullshit to do for that.
Yeah. We've got a lot to talk about. Um, I wasn't gonna go drink tonight, but I really kind of want to try Mirror now, so I partially want to go get the elderflower liqueur and try it.
Do you know what? Okay, we can discuss Mirror of War later.
Yeah, we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it in like a little bit. Um, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, I was gonna do a point anime to point at him. No, no, it's gotta be disappoint. Disappoint.
What are you doing?
I'm texting Equin.
Oh yeah, if anyone's listening, you should shame the people who didn't show up.
Yeah, shame him. Because I
Boo.
am. All right, well, I think we'll end the stream there. Everyone, bye. Nobody's here, but bye.
Bye.
Hope you like the session. If you ever watch this one day, maybe if you're bored, Bye.